There was once a young man who wanted to learn the secrets of life from a wise Zen master. He traveled far and wide until he found the master's hut in the mountains. He knocked on the door and asked to be his disciple. The Zen master agreed, but on one condition: the young man had to follow his instructions without question or hesitation. The young man agreed and entered the hut. The next day, the Zen master gave him a list of 9 things he should never do in his life. They were: 1. Never lie to yourself or others. 2. Never harm any living being. 3. Never be greedy or selfish. 4. Never be angry or hateful. 5. Never be lazy or complacent. 6. Never be arrogant or proud. 7. Never be jealous or envious. 8. Never be fearful or anxious. 9. Never be ignorant or foolish. The young man read the list and thought it was very simple and easy. He thanked the Zen master and said he would follow his advice. The Zen master smiled and said, "Good, now go and live your life." The young man left the hut and went back to the world. He tried to follow the list, but soon he realized it was not as simple and easy as he thought. He faced many challenges and temptations that tested his resolve and integrity. He lied to himself and others to avoid trouble or gain advantage. He harmed some living beings to protect himself or satisfy his hunger. He was greedy and selfish to acquire more wealth and power. He was angry and hateful to those who wronged him or opposed him. He was lazy and complacent to enjoy his comforts and pleasures. He was arrogant and proud to impress others and boost his ego. He was jealous and envious to those who had more or better than him. He was fearful and anxious to the uncertainties and dangers of life. He was ignorant and foolish to the truths and mysteries of life. He did all these things and more until he became a miserable and unhappy man. He lost his friends and family, his health and happiness, his peace and harmony. He felt empty and hollow, and he regretted his choices and actions. He decided to go back to the Zen master and ask for his forgiveness and guidance. He traveled far and wide until he found the master's hut in the mountains. He knocked on the door and begged to be his disciple again. The Zen master opened the door and recognized him. He said, "Welcome back, my son. What have you learned?" The young man bowed his head and said, "Master, I have learned that the 9 things you told me to never do in my life are the 9 things that make life worth living. They are the 9 things that teach us compassion and wisdom, courage and humility, gratitude and generosity, love and joy. They are the 9 things that make us human and divine. I have learned that the list you gave me was not a list of prohibitions, but a list of invitations. You invited me to experience life in all its colors and flavors, to learn from my mistakes and grow from my challenges, to discover my true self and connect with the source of all life. You invited me to live, not to avoid living. I have learned that the list you gave me was the greatest gift you could have given me. Thank you, Master." The Zen master smiled and said, "You are welcome, my son. You have learned well. Now go and live your life." The young man thanked the Zen master and left the hut. He went back to the world, but this time he lived differently. He lived with honesty and kindness, with moderation and generosity, with patience and forgiveness, with diligence and enthusiasm, with humility and confidence, with appreciation and contentment, with courage and peace, with curiosity and wonder, with awareness and understanding. He lived with these qualities and more until he became a happy and fulfilled man. He gained his friends and family, his health and happiness, his peace and harmony. He felt full and complete, and he celebrated his choices and actions. He lived his life, and he loved his life.